let me just start this video by saying I'm found a new way to make myself suffer. Hey everyone, my name's Envy and I'm turning 25 soon, which means that the quarter life crisis is hitting me hard. Basically, all I've been doing these past few weeks, apart from freaking out over my deadlines, is reflect on the past 25 years and mostly about all the books I read. I have major FOMO when it comes to books. I am freaked out by the idea that I'll never be able to read all the books I want to read. And I also feel like I haven't put in enough effort to read like the major works of literature. Now, if you tell me to read major works of literature, I don't want to do it. But if I set myself a challenge, or someone else sets me a challenge, I'm on it. I will do it even if it takes me years. So I thought, what better way to start the next quarter of my life than by setting myself one of those reading challenges. So what I did is I went online and I bought myself one of those scratch-off posters with the best 100 books ever written. I have no idea who decides which books get onto those lists, but well, let's not think about that too much. I got myself the Enno Vatti poster. You may have seen it. It came in this box with top 100 books on it. A few of the icons are on it. And this cost me about $28, I believe. I directly ordered it from their website, which meant that I was paying about €5 when it was converted back to euros, more than if I'd bought it on Amazon. But let me just say that I'd rather pay €5 more and be happy knowing that my poster didn't cause anyone to pee in a bottle just because I was being cheap. One issue with this thing is that I cannot hold it up in the frame and show you the whole thing, or put it like on my bookshelves and be in the same frame myself, so I'm just gonna hold it up real quick like this now. So this is the whole poster, and as you can see, I haven't scratched any of these off yet, even though I have read quite a few of them. I thought it would be fun to scratch them off together with some of my internet friends who are hopefully watching this right now. I've already picked up this old plastic card from an arcade I used to go to. I used to scratch things off, posters like these, with coins, but that always damaged it in some way, so I'm trying this now. And, well, if I damage the card, it doesn't matter because it expired like 2 years ago and I was still just carrying it around. So hopefully this will now be useful again. So yeah, I'm gonna be scratching those off and give you one-sentence reviews of the books that I have already read from this poster. Harry Potter is basically childhood nostalgia tainted by the author's toxic opinions. 1984, I'm gonna be honest and admit that I didn't understand the book until Trump won the 2016 elections. I read Lord of the Rings when I was 11 years old, and at the time I did not appreciate the descriptions of every leaf on every tree along the way to Mordor. I read Lord of the Flies in German, which probably made it 1,000,000 times funnier than it was ever supposed to be in English. When it comes to Jane Eyre, I just want to say one thing, and that is, I suffered. The final page of All Quiet on the Western Front broke my heart, and I'm still not over it, even though it's been almost 7 years. I'm never ever in my life going to read The Book Thief again, because this story is so ingrained in my mind, I'll never be able to forget it. I think I read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn in a single day when I was camping in France when I was like 16, and I was so surprised that it wasn't boring, I actually ended up loving it. Unpopular opinion, but I don't understand why Pride and Prejudice is so popular when the entire plot is just going to people's houses and talking. I'm not gonna lie, this book made me bawl my eyes out, and the very next day after finishing it, I went to the local thrift store to see if they had any of the author's other books. I did not connect with the humor of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as much as I expected, so that was a slight disappointment. Please don't hate me. Game of Thrones, the book, is still a great book in my opinion, but I'm not that invested in the series anymore since I feel like we're never going to see the final books in the series. Sherlock Holmes is just my kind of guy, okay? I like him. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is probably the very first book I ever bought with my own money, and then I didn't read it for ages because I had the movie version with Johnny Depp on the cover and he freaked me out, so I put the book away and did not dare read it for like weeks. Dracula was surprisingly boring with very little biting and even less blood. Personally, I feel like Alice from Alice in Wonderland is quite the annoying character, but in a very enjoyable way. The Stand is easily one of my favorite books by Mr. King. I did not enjoy The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo at all because I felt like the author had written this very obvious self-insert, and when grown men do it, it's even worse than when teenage girls do it in their fanfiction. So please, next. When I think of Gulliver's Travels, my immature brain immediately goes back to that moment, spoiler alert, when he helps put out a fire by peeing on it in Lilliput. This took me literally 2 hours to scratch all those open, and I thought I'd be done within half an hour. So yeah, that was my afternoon spent on one poster. I've read only 19 of these, so I have a very long way to go. Luckily for me, I have a few of these books as actual physical copies in my house already, mostly because my dad has some books that he won't miss, I hope. For example, I sort of kinda stole these from my dad. This is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it's split into 2 books, Eastern and Western Hemisphere, and when I asked my dad which one I'm supposed to read first, he said, I don't know. So yeah, he probably won't even miss this one. I also have Romeo and Juliet in this door stopper here, so that's an easy one. Then I have Faust, Goethe. I read the English version, I forgot who wrote it, I'll check that when I make a video on this one, in German actually. And the same goes for Franz Kafka, Der Prozess. What was it again in English? I just saw it in front of me. Anyway, I'm going to try to read the books on my poster in the original language as much as possible, so I can do that for books in English, German, and hopefully Spanish by the time I reach any of the Spanish books. So yeah, now the plan is to maybe hopefully read one of these books a month, not for a show, just in general books from the poster. There are about 26 titles I'm interested in, then there are a few that I have heard of but I don't know much about them, so I can't say if I'm interested or not. And after that I think it will be pure suffering for about 40 books, but hey, that's what challenges are about. They shouldn't be too easy. So yeah, I think one book a month might be a bit optimistic. So as long as I'm done with the entire poster by the time I turn 35, I hope that gives me some wiggle room, or enough wiggle room, because I think it would take me 6 years to finish the entire poster if I literally... Books fell over, I think. What happened? Okay, stuff crashed. But everything is in the exact same place as before. That is creepy. Okay, so while I got ready to film the last part of this video, things in this house started falling over on their own, and when I check, everything is in the place where it's supposed to be, so I'm a little freaked out and I'm gonna wrap this up real soon. Of the 4 books I just showed you, let me know which one I should read first, let me know which ones you're most interested in, and yeah, I'll be trying to make a video of each book from the poster that I read, and Like I said, 1 book a month. I am seriously freaked out by all the noises in my house right now, so I'm just gonna ask you to hit all the relevant YouTube buttons, let me know if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with less sounds in the background that kind of freak me out. Bye.